Marcus Aurelius once asked himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In today's world, stress seems like an unavoidable part of existence. It creeps in through deadlines, expectations, comparisons, and uncertainties until we can hardly remember a time when our minds were quiet. But what if stress isn't something to escape, but something to understand? The ancient Stoics saw life's pressures not as enemies, but as invitations to pause, to reflect, and to practice strength on the inside. Today we explore 7 Stoic ways to deal with stress, not quick hacks, not surface-level advice, but enduring principles designed not just to help us survive the storm, but to meet it with dignity and wisdom. Before we begin, a small request. If you find value in these teachings, please like the video. And if you're new here, consider subscribing and tapping the bell icon so you won't miss future lessons from Stoic philosophy. 1. Zoom out. See the bigger picture. When we're stressed, we lose perspective. A missed email feels like a crisis. A harsh word echoes in our minds. Everything shrinks until only the problem remains. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Zooming out is a Stoic practice. It means reminding ourselves how little most of this will matter in a week, a month, or a lifetime. You are a dot on a pale blue planet, spinning through a galaxy that never noticed your mistake. And yet you still matter, not because of your problems, but because of how you meet them. Zooming out doesn't mean disengaging. It means seeing clearly from a higher vantage point. 2. Breathe before you react. Seneca said, "No man was ever wise by chance. Wisdom requires pause." When we react without thinking, we hand over control, we let the world dictate our inner state. And soon, we're just bouncing from one trigger to the next, wondering why we feel so tired. But the Stoics practiced stillness, deliberate calm. They knew that breath is not just a biological reflex, it's a choice. Inhale, hold, exhale. In that space, between the problem and your reaction, lies your power. You may not control the moment, but you can control your presence within it. 3. Focus only on what's yours to control. Epictetus divided life into 2 categories, the things we control and the things we don't. Stress thrives when we confuse the two. We want people to act a certain way. We want perfect outcomes. We want everything to unfold just as we imagined. But that's not life, that's fantasy. What's real? Your attitude, your effort, your values, that's your circle of influence. Focus there, and you'll find a sense of calm that doesn't depend on circumstances. It's not about being passive, it's about being precise with your energy, because the mind, like a blade, dulls when it's swung at everything. 4. Let go of the ego's demands. The ego whispers, you should be further ahead. You need to impress them. You can't make mistakes. But the Stoics knew that ego is the root of much suffering. It convinces us that life must bend to our expectations, that we deserve exemption from discomfort. And when reality doesn't cooperate, we feel insulted. But who are we, really? Not our titles, not our followers, not our resumes. We are human beings, flawed, evolving, temporary. Strip away the ego, and you'll find something else waiting, humility. And with it, peace. You don't have to be exceptional. You just have to be sincere. 5. Don't believe every thought you think. We are not the voices in our heads. Most of our stress isn't caused by reality, but by our interpretation of it. We assume the worst, we imagine rejection, we replay a single sentence for hours. But as Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Stoicism trains us to observe our thoughts, not obey them. To say, there's that fear again, that old insecurity. But it's not me. This inner detachment is a skill. Over time, you stop letting every passing worry set fire to your peace. You watch your thoughts like clouds. Some will pass, some will storm, but none can define you unless you let them. 6. Accept the imperfect present. Modern life glorifies perfection, but the Stoics saw peace not in perfection, but in acceptance. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, what stands in the way becomes the way. And that means the delay, the error, the difficult person, they're not detours, they are the path itself. Accepting doesn't mean giving up. It means working with what is rather than fighting what isn't. And it's the art of sailing with the wind you're given. The world will never be flawless, but your response can be, start where you are. Use what you have. That is enough. 7. Amor fati. Love your fate. To amor fati is to love, not just endure, whatever happens. The Stoics didn't wish for ease. They welcomed life in its entirety. Joy and hardship, gain and loss, comfort and discomfort, each part essential. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Stressful moments are not interruptions, they're assignments. They train the muscle of your character. So the next time life surprises you, try whispering, amor fati, this too belongs, this too is for me. The Stoics didn't promise a stress-free life. They promised a stronger soul, one that meets adversity with grace, one that doesn't panic, because it has trained for this. You may not choose the storm, but you can choose your stance within it. You can choose your breath, your focus, your response. That's where your peace lives, and it's always with you, waiting to be remembered. Which quote resonated with you most? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay grounded, stay resilient, and keep seeking wisdom.